All right, left the Garfield Spring Hut around 7 o'clock, but it immediately started with a very steep decline, so I didn't shoot my intro. But here I am at a relatively flat spot, and today just gonna continue our short but meaningful days hiking through the Whites. Supposed to go up, I think it's called South Twin Mountain, which is the one pretty good climb of the day. Other than that, it's mostly downhill. Going to Ethan Pond Shelter, about 14 miles if I can make it. And that's going to be my staging point to climb Washington the next day and finish it the day after. And yeah, that's if all goes as planned. Weather's not looking great. Last I looked for Mount Washington, which sucks. And if it's bad enough, if you don't know, Mount Washington is known for having the worst weather, highest wind speeds in the US outside of a tornado. So if it's bad enough, I may have to zero and wait for it to get a little better, but we'll just have to see. But for today, should be, in terms of the last few days, fairly easy. And now I gotta go down this hill, but I'm gonna get to hiking. All right, top of South Twin Mountain. There, Garfield, where I was last night. And there's Franconia Ridge, Lafayette, Lincoln, Little Haystack, where I was yesterday. And that's where I'm going. Fortunately, this is the only big climb of the day, because I've only been going less than a mile an hour, and that's not enough time to make it to shelter. But once I get down the steep climb down, it should be a lot better. Man, it's been a tough day up until this point. I've done about 9 miles. It's like 2 o'clock, so that's 5-7 hours. You can do the math. It's not much more than 1 mile an hour, but I've got 4.8 miles to go, and by the looks of it, it shouldn't be too rough. It's pretty flat, so it's the only thing, maybe if it's really rocky or some kind of crazy ledge, but I don't think it will be until I get to the campsite. And that's only gonna be 14 miles for the day, which feels disappointing, but I mean, everybody knows you slow down in the Whites. Well, everybody who thru hikes knows that, and now everybody watching does too. But man, my feet hurt. At least it's not been hot out, it's not been raining, no bugs, so be happy for those blessings. But I will be happy in another couple hours when I can lay down on my pad and get my feet off the ground, because they're getting sore. Anyway, if anything exciting happens, I'll show you. Mostly it's just been kind of a grind today, so I'll get back to you. Made it to Ethan Pond Shelter. Coming at you from inside the shelter. I'm the only one here. It's probably about 4 o'clock. And 14-mile day. Last 5 miles or so wasn't too bad, so I was able to get here with plenty of time, even though I started out at less than a mile an hour with the steep climbs and descents in the morning. This is the view from my sleeping pad, and my feet are killing me from bouncing over rocks, even though it was only 14 miles, so I'm just gonna lay here for a while and rest. Tomorrow, plan is to go basically halfway through the presidentials to Lake of the Clouds hut. Splurge on the hut. It's insanely expensive, $180, and you get a bunk, no heat, no blankets. Basically, you get dinner, breakfast, and a bunk for $180. But they closed the dungeon, which is where the thru hikers used to be able to sleep, and they're not doing work for stay. And I felt like staying in a hut was part of the experience. And it's a good place, mileage-wise, to break up the presidentials. So that's what I'm doing. But right now, I'm just resting, relaxing. And unless something else cool happens, that's probably going to be it for the day. And I'll be back with you in the morning. And right now, the forecast is for showers tomorrow. So hopefully they hold off. But if not, I'm going to try to get an early start so I'm not under any time pressure, because there is a lot of climbing. And I'll probably tell you all that again in the morning. All right.